Anyways, so welcome back, guys. I just found out something really cool and trying something new. So I found out that I can live stream everything at the same time on Twitch, on Facebook Live, and on YouTube. So I'm trying this out. I'm using a new live stream system. Anyways, so I am going to do this drawing. For those people who follow me on YouTube, should be able to see the progress of this painting I'm doing. For those other people on Twitch or Facebook Live, this is the first time I am live streaming on these platforms, so it's kind of weird, and also I can't really see your messages, so just leave a message and I will get back to you after I'm done, or someone might say something. Okay, not you. Alright, so back to what we were talking about before. I was doing the shadows for this picture. If the music's too loud, I'm gonna turn it down a bit more. There we go, that's better. Alright, so this is shadowing. I'm gonna do highlights later on. Also, by the way, while I was offline, I did a little background for it. I don't like this purple, so I created a background for it. One for all Midoriya. It's very crazy, and I'm gonna give it a little effect to it, add a little glow. So that's what I added in. Now I'll show you guys. I'll put this in later on, but for now I'm just gonna show you guys I've done that. Anyways, all right, let's go and start doing some more shadows. This is also a test of whether my computer will crash when I stream so many different things at the same time. So we'll see what happens. So let's select that. Okay, back to the brush. Oh yeah, true. I gotta do this first. What is going on? In black. Oh, there you go. If anyone asks me a question, Jenny is right next to me right now. My wife Jenny is next to me, so if she'll answer, oh, she'll ask me the questions if she sees any name, right? If you see anybody, can you tell me who wrote what? Cool beans. Jenny has no idea who this character is because she does not watch this anime, but for those people who's out there and watch anime, you guys should know that this is Midoriya from My Hero Academia. At the same time, also, this is a grown-up version, kind of like my take on whether he takes over for All Might and what he looks like. So, yeah. This is like the 8th or 7th part of this video. It's a pretty long sketch I've done. And, any questions? In the future, I might also stream some video games, but right now it's just going to be some artwork. And usually I will be drawing around this time because this is when Atticus, my son, is sleeping. And this is the time I can do some artwork. Jenny, what are you doing over there? Are you managing some stuff? I'm just testing. This is like a test to see if it works. It seems to work. Can you check on YouTube as well and see if it's working? looking good. Now we're gonna add some more shadows to this cape. Ah.
Is this the right channel?
No, it's that one. Cool. So this app or this program is able to record and send to every platform. This is pretty cool. Probably other people already know how to do this. This is me being noob and new to this whole live streaming thing, even though I did do a lot of videos already. But yeah, it's cool that we can live stream to everything. I'm gonna open up the background. I think that'll look better. Yeah, there we go. Looks much better. Actually, having that up, this is too much. Check that out. What are they saying?
No, I'm just chatting with them.
Are you just chatting to people on my social media chat right now?
Sorry.
It's okay, do it.
Wait, how do you see who's watching?
I don't know. I guess you have to log into my account to see it. And that's also the video is kind of like, I think it's gonna be like a few minutes behind. So whatever you're seeing, whatever they're seeing is gonna be a few seconds behind. Alright. Since this is cool and there's people actually watching this, I will do my whole thing I said in the last video, because the last video no one was watching and I said a bunch of stuff. So I will say everything again on this one since there's actually people watching now. So if you guys are just tuning in, this is shut up, Jenny. This is a series I do called Fusion Sketch, and in the past I've done a few, but they were never live. They were always edited, fast forward time lapse versions of my sketches. And recently I've been doing some live for this sketch. And so what the Fusion Sketch series is about is pretty much just me taking two or more characters and combining it into a one character design. But I know a lot of people out there does it as well, but the way I'm doing it is a little bit different, because I am actually, when I choose a character I want to do, I actually think about like a background story to it, or kind of like how do I make it more interesting. So this one right now, if you're looking at it right now, this is from the anime series called My Hero Academia. Music's kind of crazy. Let me turn it down. So yeah, My Hero Academia, and the character I'm drawing right now is Midoriya, which is the main character, but he might look different to you because I'm actually drawing a grown-up version of him. Like, he's a hero, and I was wondering, like, if he grows up and he takes over for the original All Might character, which is his mentor, what would he look like, and how would he change his looks to more match the symbol of justice? Which this outfit that he's wearing right now, half of it is from All Might, something that All Might wore, and then the other bits and pieces are from his original outfit. So yeah, this is something I came up with, and I hope you guys enjoy. If you look back in my YouTube channel, you can be able to see. You'll be able to see some of the older videos I've done. The first one I ever did was Super Saiyan Man 3, which is actually, if you can guess, is Dragon Ball character Goku in his third form, Super Saiyan, and he's fused with DC's Superman. And I came across that idea when I thought about how like they're both aliens from a different planet, and they're both left on Earth by their parents. One was for destruction, but one was to save, I think. Well, I don't know. Yeah. And so, I was thinking, these two guys are super powerful. You can talk to me as well, Jenny. I don't want to just sound like I'm talking to myself. So, if you think it's interesting, you can reply me. Alright. So, pretty much, it is. Yeah, what was I up to? Yeah, so they're both aliens. They came to Earth, and they're both super powerful beings in their comics or whatever series they're from. And I thought, you know what, it would be so cool if one day they had to fight some bad guy where it's super hard for either of them to beat. So Goku went to Superman and said like, hey man, we gotta do this whole fusion thing that I learned and will become the most ultimate fighter in the universe. And that was how I came up with the idea of Super Saiyan 3. That was the first fusion sketch I've done. And if you look at my drawing style, it's very simple.
You can zoom out a bit. Probably when you
Zoom
see the
out?
whole thing.
Okay, well there it is. Actually, I'm gonna change the background a bit lighter color so it doesn't distract you. But the background won't be like this in the end. The background will be something else. But for now, let's go with the lighter color. Oh, let's go like that. Very pinky. Actually, that's kind of hurting my eyes. So I'm gonna go.
Too bright.
Oh, my eyes. Which color? Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go gray and gray. Okay. Oh, there you go. All right. So this is. Yeah. So this is him, looking pretty cool. Yeah. So the first one was the Super Saiyan 3. So now what I'm doing now is shadows. Yeah, Super Saiyan. And you keep on cutting me off. I don't know what I was saying. Oh yeah, I was saying how the colors, right? So the way I draw things when I did the Superman version I was drawing, it was the first time I was actually doing some digital sketches for myself, and I really didn't have a style. I don't really know what kind of drawing style I have, so I was like drawing things kind of randomly. But now I think I got a pretty cool idea of how I draw, and it's very simple. I go with a base color. Oh, I always start with a draft. What?
Me saying you're talking to yourself.
I am talking to myself. Oh man, it's embarrassing. But if you look at my old videos, it's even more embarrassing because no one's watching. But whatever. Struggles. The struggles are real. Alright, anyways, so here we go. I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. I start off with a draft. This was my rough draft I did. Very rough. You can tell you can't even see anything, and it looks really messy. And then I would do an outline over it. Kind of shifted the outline a bit, but outlines like this. And once I get my outline done, then I go in with the base color. Okay, and the base color will look like this, with nothing on it, still very flat. And then I will go in and start adding shadows, and that's what I'm doing right now. After shadows, I will do highlights, and after highlights, I will add texture. And this is the pretty much the way I draw. My style. It's not very unique style. It's just something I developed over the 2 years I started doing this. I think the first one I did was 2 years ago. I've done five of them so far. Oh yeah, there's one Powerpuff Girl. I forgot.
Show people first.
Can I show other people my stuff?
Yeah. Show some other stuff like that.
Alright, give me a second. Let me just draw that part. Let me save. Always save because your file will go bad. Wait. I just so that don't show anything inappropriate, I'm gonna do this first. And then come over here.
We have 3 viewers now.
I know.
Oh, your dad joined.
My dad or your dad?
Your dad.
When my dad
Say
joined.
hi.
No. Alright, I'm back. So this will be my first one, like I told you guys about. This is a Super Saiyan Man. I'm gonna hide this for now. Where is the capture device here? for the second camera. No, wait, what am I doing? Hide that for now. Alright, so this is the second, this is the first one I did. Super Saiyan. And it looks like, oh, the files are very big, so it's blurry. Give it a second and it will be back. Yeah, there we go. So, I can say it's kind of have that TC character macho face, but then also the crazy hair of Goku. And I'm gonna go next one. This is the second one I did. This is also another fusion sketch, and my idea was like, I'm gonna hide my face for a second. My face. I was thinking like, what would happen if the alien from the movie Aliens is in space, right? And then also the symbiote, Spider-Man symbiote, the Venom symbiote is also from space, right? So what if they met each other in space and merged? And this is what I came up with, something crazy. This is probably the strongest being in space. All right. After that, I did. So this is a close-up shot. Look at his tongue. You know how the alien has a little face as well? This is the tiny face one. So it's pretty funny to see this. All right, let's go to the next one. Wait. Oh wait, that's. Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. I get it. After I drew that one, then I drew this one, Hellspawn's Predator. This one's real cool. This one was the concept of. I really want to do Spawn, the character.
Amit said hi.
Oh, hey, Amit. How's it going?
He's getting married next
Oh,
year.
congratulations on getting married. Yeah. Kind of weird.
What?
Because yeah. Going live is weird, okay? Anyways, this character was one of the hardest ones to draw because there's so much detail in it. The Spawn character has so many weapons and capes and gears and stuff, and also the Predator character has so much stuff as well, like weapons and chains and whatever. So this is what if, like, you know, in the Spawn, okay, spoiler alert, Spawn character is made as became the way he is because he died and he met the devil, and then the devil gave him powers to become part of his army. And he wanted, like, the devil wants some kind of powerful soldier. So I was thinking, you know, the Predator is one of the ultimate soldiers. So what if a Predator dies and goes to hell and meets the devil and gets the power of Spawn? And this is what I came up with. This is probably the longest piece of artwork I did because there's so much stuff. Look, there's chains, there's weapons, there's claws, there's face with teeth. There's just so much stuff. So this was a long artwork. Then I did the very cool It and Violator. So Violator is also a character from Spawn. He is like the demon clown from Spawn, and It is obviously a demon clown as well. So I was thinking of how do I combine them together to make a cool character. And there he is. He also take a long time because, oh, look at all those frills. That took me a long time to draw, and look at all those cool little things I did in there, and his hair. So as you can see, oh, and then the next one I did was Powerpuff Sailor Moon, Sailor Puff Girls, which is a different take on a fusion. I try to make it cute this time, combining like Sailor Moon and drawing it in the style of Powerpuff Girls. This was a fun one to do. This was probably the shortest one I did because it was so easy. This is what I'm used to. This is vector art style. This is the easiest one for me to draw. Nope, we've seen that one already. And finally, I think the last one I did was Grasshopper Man. Grasshopper Man was actually just the inspiration I came up with after watching Spider-Man. I was thinking, ooh, I want to do a character with Spider-Man in it, but who am I going to fuse with? Then I thought, okay, there's the Japanese superhero called Kamen Rider, and he gets the power from a grasshopper, pretty much. So I combined the two to make Grasshopper Man. So he's actually in the style of a Spider-Man outfit, but then designed to look like a grasshopper with grasshopper patterns. And this is Kamen Rider's mask, kind of. But also I tried different colors with it as well. I tried a classic Spider-Man color. Also did alternate color as well. They all turned out pretty good. And that is where it leads back to this one I'm doing right now. And let me put everything back up. Yeah. So this is the newest piece of artwork I'm doing. So if you like what I'm doing and you like to be part of this whole fusion sketch thing, if you have any cool concepts or cool ideas, let me know in the comments. I always want to hear what people think, and also, like I said, I'm doing this fusion thing, but it has to have meaning to it. So try to come up with cool, creative fusions, like things that should be together because, you know, because there's a story to it, right? What was another one I was thinking of? There's a few things I was coming up with, but I gotta hide those because those are my secrets. They'll come up eventually. And Amit, who said that I was talking to myself. Yes, I'm talking to myself, but if this video is just me not talking, there's already too many of those videos, because in my other videos when I'm drawing, I just stayed quiet and just draw, and that was kind of boring for people to watch. So I thought it would be cool if I said some stuff about my drawing. Hope that's okay. And also, people say that I should show my face. I don't really like to show my face, but I'm trying different things out and see how it works. If it turns out good, I'll keep it. If not, I will take it away. Yeah. Jenny, if you want to go to sleep, you can go. I'm just gonna finish this shading part and probably add some highlights, and then, I mean, it's 10:13 in Taiwan right now. I hope everyone is doing good despite of the COVID-19 problem. I hope everyone is hanging in there. In Taiwan, we don't really have this problem, so I mean, it's still a problem, but we don't have to stay quarantined unless you've been out overseas. But for us, we've been here for a while, so we don't have to quarantine ourselves. So work for us. The same.
You should do like small requests, like what is it called?
What? Huh? Collaboration? What? No.
No, like
What?
people
Color?
can post something that they want you to draw.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be.
The show.
Oh, that could be cool. Good idea, Jenny. If you.
Why you don't like that?
I don't know. I sound like a broadcaster. No, I don't. So yeah, I could always like, okay, we can make it a cool thing. It could be something cool that we do, like
right, people can get involved.
People can get involved. Like maybe I have a halftime show, and then it's like you just give me the most random thing to draw, and I will try to draw it within 5 minutes, and that would be kind of money.
That's only comments.
You gotta check out YouTube as well, because YouTube might also have comments, because you're only looking
No,
at.
I was thinking like people can send their photos or something if they want them.
Oh,
to draw
really?
them, or
Well, that would have to be like a next live thing. Not, it won't be like a right now thing. Hmm.
probably a phone.
Now it's all quiet. Maybe I'll turn up the music now. Turn up the music. So the music I'm listening to is what do you call it? No copyright music. So hopefully I don't get any problems. Also, usually when I draw, I listen to heavy metal. Copyright issue. So tedious part about drawing this. All his muscles. So many muscles. And those shadows of muscles. I mean, this is still better than that Venom thing I did. That thing was super annoying. So, like I said, if you have any suggestions for next Fusion sketch, please leave a comment and I'll read through it. Or if you guys give it a background story, ooh, you should put this guy with this guy because blah 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 blah. And the more crazier it is, the more fun it will be to draw. It doesn't have to be from anime, it could be from movies, it could be from... Oh, it's Sylvia. Sylvia's watching? Is she? There's only one person watching.
This love that you never started. You once destroyed.
I don't know. Jerry, what are you trying to say?
Broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have and take.
If you watch this, Jerry, you can get
back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back.
Without shadow. Okay. Goes up. By the way, I am not a professional artist. I just love to draw. So if you look at my drawings and you're a professional artist and you see
broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have, you take us to the edge and back.
Go back and keep the colors. Fairly easy. Just right now, I just want to get the shadow. Oh man, that white is too much. I need to make it darker. Actually, getting kind of hungry.
My heart grows heavy. Don't taste me rushing. Keep your words naked. You got me blushing. And forever I'll follow. You'll be my holy ground. You forever I'll follow. In immortality.
hair really needs some highlights right now. The hair is pretty dark. I hope there's no lag. Is there lag when you're watching it from your end? That doesn't feel like you should listen to it like wear headphones and it's too loud, too quiet. Spoiler. This is spoiler alert. It's like in the first one. So yeah. So I made him older as he grew up. My concept for this one he grew up and he took his place with the guy and he wants to be just like him. music is still pretty loud. I'm gonna turn on music again. Just like have it. Just turn your volume up, and you should be able to hear some. Just go to Facebook. Alright, cool. Okay, that part is done. It's looking good. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Jenny's testing the mic to see if everything sounds good on her phone. So I'm just gonna say a bunch of random things. Testing. Is it good? Sounds good. Too soft? Wow, that's loud. If you're wondering why I can draw all the way outside and not have it shown, is because I have a mask here. If I untick the mask, you'll see everything is outside. But I have a mask there, so when I draw, it doesn't show up. The lines doesn't show up. Looking cool. It's getting there. It's slow, but this has to be one of the faster sketches I've done compared to the other ones I showed you before. Those ones were really hard and took a long time to do. Alright, let's see what else we got. Got some weird sections here. We have to show some. Got some shadows in here. Shadows into this because it's a little bit bulgier. Okay, so this whole section here. There. It's gonna be dark here in between here. All these metal parts I'm drawing right now will be added with some textures to make it look more metallic, like getting some metal textures online and then overlaying it onto them so it looks more textured. I probably will stop this video once I finish all the shadow parts, and then tomorrow or the next time I come online, I will do the highlights and textures, and then by then I should be able to finish the video finish this painting by the next live stream. So by the next live stream, this character will be done, and I'll be thinking of a new character to draw. So if you have any ideas what you want me to draw or what you want to see, it would be good to leave a comment below, and then I will get to it. If it's cool, I will have a shout out. I'll say this idea was from blah blah blah, and it sounded cool, so I'm gonna draw it. So hopefully you guys can come up with some cool concept. Oh, by the way, this is not the only series I have. The Fusion Sketch was the first idea I had, which is combining two different characters together into forming one character, or taking two characters' essence and making it into one character. But there is another series I've done, which is called the X series. The X series is where I take two either teams or two heroes that I feel like they could be enemies, two characters, two teams, and I put them against each other. So I draw them in like a combat pose. It's like kind of like a what if they met each other and they were versing each other, what it would look like. And it's a pretty cool series too, but the first one I actually started to draw was such a big project that I kind of gave up on it for now. But I will get back to it as soon as I can. But that was a very, very humongous piece of artwork. Jenny, you should remember it. Remember the Pokemon, Monster Hunter X Godzilla?
Yeah.
The whole 360-degree artwork I did?
Yeah.
That one was the X series, and that was very difficult to do. I finished drawing the outlines. I finished drawing this draft, and I was going to paint it, but the painting style is so different. I can't paint it like the way I'm doing here. It has to be more like a matte painting, and that was difficult for me because I'm never good at that. So I will get back to that when I get better, I think. But it's a real cool picture. Would you say so?
Mhm.
Why is it cool?
Because it's 360 and it's like pretty full on.
Exactly. You can see a 360.
Why are you testing me?
I don't know. I just needed someone to talk to because I sound like a crazy person just talking to myself here. Alright. Continue on with this here. Shading this leg here. Shading is kind of just the idea of where the sun is hitting the person and how the shadow would wrap around object. So I'm not trying to teach you guys how to draw because I'm not really super great at it myself, but I've done it for quite a long time, sketching I mean, so I have a bit of an idea. And the idea for me is always to think of it in the 3D space. If this was an object in 3D space, how would the light bend around the object when the light hits it? And first of all, you gotta find out where your light is coming from, the light source. My light source is kind of coming in from the top right corner, so everything on the thing will fall that way. The light's coming from kind of like a diagonal angle. So that's how I come up with this shading that I'm doing right now. And obviously there's some things that will be brighter and some things are darker. Yeah, this part is always the most awkward part to draw because I do not want to stay here for too long. I want to get out of this section as fast as I can. So let's hurry up and finish the section. No words. of shading here, but not a lot. Something like that looks okay, right? I think about being on live sketching makes me not worry too much about how the lines have to be perfect, but instead just overall how does it look, and that makes me paint a little bit faster. If it wasn't for live, I would be sitting here for a lot longer trying to make sure that all the shadow lines are coming together perfectly, but then no one's gonna notice because it's so far away. So even if I do it perfectly, no one's gonna see it. So having it live makes it so I have to do it in a faster way, so I don't bore you guys with my sketches. And so it's actually speeding up my drawing skills, which is great. Okay, here comes the other leg. Don't need a lot of it because this part will have light anyway, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of it. Maybe have a shiny spot right here. That'd be pretty cool. So hungry right now. Hey, you wanna heat me up some food later? Do you wanna go sleep first? You've been tired today. You worked hard. Oh, we're almost done with the shadows. I'm so excited. Shadows has always been kind of a tedious task for me because it takes so long to get everything done. And it's kind of boring because it's just one color. What I like is messing with the tweaks like color, texture, highlights. Those parts kind of at least a little bit more interesting than just doing shadows, but this is a very important step. Without it, this whole picture will look very boring. Look at that. Look at those shades. Let's take a break and have a look at the with and without. Here's without the shadow and with the shadow. See the difference? Looks so much better. So that all that time put into doing this is worth it when you can see the final result with the shadow on. It looks very nice. So take the time. Take the time to make everything look good. You will be pleased. This part here, finally I gotta finish this part. think I'm gonna do like a little swerve. Fabric is also another thing that's super annoying. Do hair and fabric are really hard to color in, but I think I'm just gonna do something simple, like have it like that, and then have a little bit of a shadow coming down here to match the shape of this. But then this part here definitely has to be more shadowy, but not here. Oh, did I drag something out of place? Wait, let's go back. Okay. Just do it like that. Have a little tiny. Okay, I'm gonna have a little bit of shadow here, a little bit of shadow here, but not a lot. Shadow coming here. Here, big shadow here because there's a lot of shadows here. Pretty good. Is that everything? Am I done? Oh, there's still a few more things left, but oh yes, we're almost done. Exciting, exciting. Let's have another look. I feel like this part here could probably be more shadowy. There's a big area for brightness, so I'm actually gonna have it a lot bigger. This part here a little darker too. This is probably don't need some shadow. Probably don't need it, but I'm just gonna do it anyways, just so I can say that there's a bit of a depth here. kind of pointless because it's so tiny. We might as well. Oh, biggest thing is this area gonna have shadows? I think it should, because this is the side pouch, so it's gonna be like a whole section here. Alright, that looks better. Needs more depth. Don't think this top part needs to have shadows. I mean, don't need to have light there. For the muscles area, good. Final part of the shadow, this belt. Probably very dark here because this will be hidden behind some stuff. Slight shadow here. Slight, very slight shadow here. Here, shadow here, it's gonna be insane to draw. I'll be very careful. So I think of this as a 3D object and how it will look. 2, 3, 4. Almost crashed, but a save.
Okay, off the bed.
Alright. Is it over? Is my thing stopped? No, it's still going, right? Okay, good night, Jenny. I'll see you next time, which is tomorrow morning. I'm just deleting any history and caches because it's gonna slow down my computer. So give me a sec. Oh, it's huge. It's gonna take a long time. Oh, I'm so tired and hungry. Computer. Using a lot of my memory. Alright, we're back. Let's finish this. And then we can take a break. Yay! This is gonna be super annoying. Gotta be super tiny. Oh my gosh, I take back what I said about muscles being hard. This is hard, man. This is so annoying. It'll take forever to get this right. Finally, get to the final letters. There we go. One fall. It's done. Oh my gosh, that's tiring. Alright, so there we go. There we have it, guys. Finally, shadows complete. The next step for this piece of work will be to do highlights and then to do textures. And once those two are done, this will look really cool and awesome. And also I forgot I was gonna ask me electric things coming out, because that's what happens when you use power. So the big thing about shadows and highlights, let me just explain before I hang up this live stream. Shadows defines form. So having shadows in, it makes it more 3D and more three-dimensional, right? Without shadows, it just feels like it's flat, but with the shadows, it becomes much more 3D and with depth. Now, what highlight does is highlight also gives us some sort of form, but what highlight really does is it tells you what kind of material this object is made out of. So let's say if this object is made out of wood, it probably has some kind of reflection, like some kind of highlight into it, but it wouldn't be a very big highlight, and it wouldn't be as sharp. I mean, actually, it would be bigger highlight, but it won't be sharp. As for metals and glass, which are like polished, their highlights would be tinier and much higher peaked, so it'll be like a lot streakier. And yeah, so depending on what kind of material you're working with, the highlights will be different, and the amount will be different, the brightness will be different, the clarity will be different. So how I know this is because we did a lot of 3D in the past. I did a lot of 3D in the past when I worked for Nickelodeon. I didn't work directly for Nickelodeon, but the company I worked for was like an outsourced company for Nickelodeon, and we did a lot of cartoons, characters, and modeling and texturing for them. I was a texture artist when I was there, so I did a lot of texture art. And what I've noticed is when I've been looking at a lot of objects, is to look at how the shadows and how the highlights will happen on different objects. So that's it. And what I was supposed to mean is next, when we do the texturing or the highlights, when we do the next highlight section, you'll see how like this metal gear and this metal gear here and these bracelet gear, how the highlight will be different to the cloth highlight. And then the big cape might not even need a highlight, but maybe we can add a little bit in there. But depending on how you add it in, it would change drastically how your character, the cloth, what are they wearing? Is this cloth, or is this kind of plasticky, like the shoes, a plasticky look to it? Or is it a cloth? Is this metal, or is this just some cardboard? So all this will change once we add in the highlights. So and that's it for this episode. We finally finished shadows, so I'm one more step closer to finishing, so I'm very excited. Thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll have a good night, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.